In this video, I'm going to show you a simple solution for changing the color of the EMT conduit in your DIY projects. And this solution comes from Patrick, who built a really fantastic bed canopy requested by his daughter, who wanted it to look like Fancy Nancy, and he was able to accomplish that. And you'll notice in the build, the pipes are covered and they're pink. And essentially, he used a really simple solution and a great idea, which is getting some of this adhesive vinyl and pretty much just covering the conduit with it. And I got this vinyl the same place he did, which was Walmart. And it's just this Hello Hobby brand, which I think is Walmart brand, permanent vinyl, and it applies to any hard surface, indoor and outdoor, which is fantastic for those of you wanting to cover conduit for your outdoor builds as well. Now, I haven't tested it outside, but it says indoor and outdoor use. I don't know if it's UV stable. That would be pretty awesome if it was. If you guys use this outside, let me know how it holds up in the sun. But it says for outdoor use, so that's cool. And essentially, this comes in a 12-inch by 4-foot roll, and you'll just want to cut this to size based on the dimensions that you're working with. And I kind of followed the same recommendation that Patrick made, which was to cut down the 12-inch section down to 3 inches, which is pretty close to the circumference, or close enough to what you need to cover the circumference of 3/4-inch EMT conduit. If you're building with 1/2 inch or 1 inch, then you'll want to figure out that measurement. But essentially, this is just meant to cover the outside completely, so you don't need the full 12 inches. But essentially, he just used a table saw to cut down the dimensions that he needed. But I just picked up this rotary tool from Walmart when I was there getting the vinyl, and it was about $10, and it was definitely worth it if you're going to be doing this. It made cutting this out really easy and fast. So definitely recommend this if you are going to be doing this solution. But essentially, I just cut down that section to 3 inches, set my conduit on it, and then just rolled it and installed it that way. And it seemed to work pretty well. As you can see, it's not perfect. There's a little sliver of silver sticking out here, so I might want to cover that up. And you could do a couple of wraps of this if you really want to make it thicker, because it is pretty thin, as you can see here. And so that's something to just be mindful of, especially if you don't clean the conduit first, because if you've got any kind of dirt or debris on this, that's going to show up and put a bump in the vinyl, so definitely want to watch out for that. But all in all, I think this looks pretty fantastic and is a great solution for covering conduit. I mean, compared to alternatively having to paint conduit, I would rather do this just based on the couple of minutes that I've already used doing this, and I think it looks fantastic next to the silver connectors, of course, and they have a lot more colors than pink and red. There's all kinds of colors you can get, and this was available at Walmart. And if you're working with dimensions, kind of below that 48-inch, then you can cut that out. Like if you've got legs for a tabletop or for a desk, you can cut out 36-inch sections and then apply it that way. I think Patrick actually said that he just kind of pulled back the vinyl, and I think he had help, and then they just kind of set it on there and then slowly peeled it back and rolled it. So you might want a helping hand, and you might could do it that way. I tried both ways, and it was pretty similar results to me. So it just kind of depends on how you want to do it. But I think this works really well, and I think is a great solution for coating the conduit. And if you're doing a dimension outside of that 48 inches, it's more than that, then of course you could do where you kind of do a section of the vinyl and then do it right next to it. That might be kind of tedious, so I'd recommend trying to find a longer roll than 48 inches. I think that would have better results, but totally up to you guys, of course, if you just want to use the $4 rolls that you can get at Walmart, because I think that's a good resource to have close by. But really awesome. Thanks so much to Patrick for sharing this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.